Hey, I am IT PhD and today we will talk about processor directives, preprocessor directives, which is not so hard as it sounds. So we know one preprocessor directive, it's include, which basically copy paste content of certain files. For example, include global H, we just copy all this stuff and paste it instead, something like this. And there are some other preprocessor directives. So for example, this is a list of them, and let's just go through it. First, preprocessor directive is define. So does it mean? It's we're creating a macro. For example, let's create a preprocessor directive here, like define like number, and we would write here 1 2 3. It means that we created a macro. Name of this macro is number, and it contain 1 2 3 value. So it's basically this replacement of this constant to this value. It will happen on the compilation process, so it's not kind of happen later. Yeah, so if we will try to print f this number like this number, we simply will have it. Yeah, 1 2 3. So what else we could define like this? We actually could define even this function printf, which will print 1 2 3. We could make it like this. So every time now when we write number, it will paste this function. Let's try. You see? So it's basically we create a macro. Also, there are some other directives. What's undef? It means undefined. If, it's kind of if, like in C language. Ifdef, it means that if defined. So if something, we define something, and if it's defined, then do it. And then if not defined, if it's not defined, then do some error, some macroses for C language, and some constant, internal constant for C language, and also pragma. We will talk about pragma later. So why do we need it actually? The thing is that when we include our header files, so we have here we include global H, and here we include global H. The problem is that we could make like duplicates of some variable definitions, or we could duplicates of some structure definitions, and it could cause big troubles. So what people use to avoid it? Almost always people add such construction in their header files. So they write if not defined, if ifndef, and here they write like constant, like preprocessor constant, the name, an identifier you could call it, included global. It could look a bit scary, but yeah, you could call it just simply global H, but better to make it more unique, I think. So something like this. But yeah, it depends. So for now, let's use like global H. So it will be more like how people do. Most of the people, they do like this. So if this identifier it's not exist yet, then define this identifier, and in the end we tell and if. What does this mean? So if this identifier it's not yet defined by the program, if it's not yet active, then we go here, and if it's already defined, then we wouldn't do this thing again. So it's kind of, you could say that in C language to understand it easier, it would be like, if this stuff not defined, then do this thing till, yeah, like so this is kind of the same thing. So you see, what does it mean, this stuff? But yeah, of course, here we do not use these blocks with curly brackets. So it's, what does it mean? And then what we do, what's actually this identifier? It's kind of empty macro which exists. If we define it, it will exist. It do not have anything like a number or something. It's empty, but it's kind of exist like an empty macro. And if it exists, then next time when other file will include this thing, and if it's already defined before, then it wouldn't bring conflicts to our program. That's why you always should, no, almost always, use this construction, like if not defined, then define, in your header files. By the way, if you would take a look at our standard input-output library, DOH, which you know well already, you will see here that actually it exists. It's also exists there. So that's why you wouldn't include this DOH several times to your code, and it wouldn't bring some conflicts. So all these standard libraries, they are done well, and your compiler know all this problem. But with your header files, which you make, it could be a problem. So yeah, I'll say that it's better to use something like this because it's more unique. It could look a bit longer, but at least you wouldn't meet something like this, because who knows, maybe such a global age constant, you will use it somewhere. So yeah, it's how you do it. It's this construction. So if not defined something, define and if, it's called header guards. Header guards. Also, there is another thing. There is a pragma. Some people use pragma once. It's kind of another way how to do it. It's like construction, but it's not supported by all compilers, so it's better to use header guards still. So yeah, I think in C language especially. That's it. It's kind of what I want to share with you right now about these preprocessor directives and header guards. So it's not so scary thing. You just need to ensure that stuff wouldn't be included several times after when your compiler will do his job. Thank you much for watching. I hope this video will help you, and next time we will make some interesting stuff with our game. Have a good day.